Don't drink the water in Parchment and in Cooper Township.
State health workers have found the chemical PFAS in Parchment's water system. That's north of Kalamazoo. It's the first time in state history that an entire municipal water system has tested positive for dangerously high levels of this likely carcinogen.
We brought you this as breaking news last night at 10 and 11, and our team has worked through the night to bring you new information. 24-hour News 8's Lindsay McComel is live in Parchment for us now. Lindsay.
Well, the most important thing this morning, Teresa and Tom, is if you are one of the 3,000 people on the Parchment municipal system, stop drinking the water. We are at Parchment High School this morning because starting at 7 o'clock this morning, they will be giving out bottled water to people who need it. And here's what we know so far about those tests that came back positive. Levels of PFAS were recorded as high as 1,400 parts per trillion. Now, that is shockingly high and alarming because it's sometimes some 20 times above the acceptable standard of the limit, which is 70 parts per trillion set by the EPA. And Parchment gets its water from 3 underground wells. So for right now, the search begins to try to figure out how these wells got contaminated with PFAS.
What are PFAS? PFAS, or per- and polyfluoroalkyl substances, are chemicals used to make products resistant to oil, water, and heat. They are also called perfluorinated chemicals, or PFCs. PFAS were invented by 3M in the 1930s. Today, there are thousands of different PFAS compounds in use, with better-known examples like PFOS, PFOA, PFNA, and PFHXS. Brand names include Teflon and Scotchgard. PFAS are known as emerging contaminants because they are still being studied. The carbon-fluorine bonds in PFAS are very robust and don't break down in the environment. They also last decades in the blood of exposed people, which can cause many health effects. Health effects include complications with pregnancy and an increased risk for problems with the liver, thyroid, and respiratory system. Manufacturers like 3M and DuPont have each settled health claims for hundreds of millions of dollars. More than a dozen locales in Michigan have tested positive for PFAS contamination. Well-known examples include the Wolverine Worldwide waste dumps near Rockford and the Wurtsmith Air Force Base area in Oscoda. Many sites are contaminated from the use of PFAS-laden firefighting foam. Low PFAS levels have been found in raw Great Lakes water. PFAS are unregulated, and there are no federal drinking water standards. Safe exposure levels are widely debated, with the current EPA drinking water advisor level set at 70 parts per trillion. A new CDC report says that level may be 7 to 10 times too high. Michigan is testing all public water systems for PFAS this year.
PFOA and PFOS in drinking water are carcinogenic and have been linked to an increased risk for health problems such as high cholesterol, ulcerative colitis, and thyroid, testicular, and kidney cancers. And pregnant women and infants are especially at risk, with exposure over a certain level linked to pregnancy-induced hypertension and developmental effects like low birth weight, accelerated puberty, and skeletal variations.
Now with 7 Action News reporter Brian Abel. He joins us with a breakdown on exactly what PFAS is.
And Brian, what did you find out?
Well, you heard Allie mention all the places that are being tested where firefighting foam may have been dumped, but the group of chemicals known as PFAS can be found in not just foam, but a whole lot of products that we use nearly every day. The EPA is calling PFAS an emerging contaminant that's resistant to heat, water, and oil. PFAS can be found in waterproofing materials, food paper wrappings, non-stick cookware, Scotch-guarded upholstery, and other industrial applications, and they've been used for decades.
It was not thought to be problematic until much more recently, like within the last few years. There have been studies that have come out linking some really high-dose exposures in animals to some potential health effects.
And now that the chemicals are considered a health risk, water systems are being tested all over the state, but so are fish found in those waters to see if they also pose a risk. There's a map showing all the sites the state has tested as well as areas set to be tested. We'll have that on our website, WXYZ.com. Reporting live in the newsroom, Brian Abel, 7 Action News.
All right, Brian, thank you. And as Brian just said, head to our website, wxyz.com. You can find out how to get tested or for a closer look at the completed analytical study that's done on the Clinton River.